Hi, it's Brian Newman with the Spotlight of Business Owner Show, and today we're thrilled to have Tricia Coniglio. Hi, Tricia, how are you?
I'm amazing. How are you?
Yeah, good. It's so good to see you this morning. No, really, I love your program, TC Fit Lifestyle. Yeah, I've been hearing about it, in our networking meetings, and I'm thrilled to have you on today. Can you let people know, before we get into the program, can you tell them how you got started? That'd be great.
Yeah, so how I got started includes my own story of weight loss. I lost about 40 to 45 pounds or so in my late 20s. And I made the decision at that point never to gain the weight back. But when I made that decision, I didn't do it for health purposes. So what ended up happening is later I started overeating. And as a way to make up for the weight that I would gain, I would work out really hard the next day, or I would deprive, I would like bargain with myself
Yeah.
of, okay, I'm going to eat better on the next meal. But then it would be accompanied by shame and guilt. So
Oh,
my next piece of the cycle was that I would overeat and over exercise. This is how I got
oh,
started. So I started to realize what was happening with other people happened with me.
okay. Yeah, I mean, it's like a struggle within. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I go through the same thing. I lost some weight and I'm constantly trying to like keep it off. And yeah, just like you described, when I overeat one time, I'll try to make up for it, but no, again, well, what causes people to gain weight? When they lose it, what causes them to gain it back?
The Cleveland Clinic, I'm going to start with a statistic. Cleveland Clinic says that of the people who lose weight, 80 to 95% of them gain the weight back because of behavior and environment. So, all this tells us is that people go back to their old behaviors. This could be because a birthday party comes up, a wedding comes up, some type of event comes up. And what happens is the cravings are driving the show. So they change temporarily to give them results of weight loss, but unfortunately, those results are also temporary. So basically, what causes people to gain the weight back is going back to their old behavior.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Also, I want to point out, I was looking on your website. Can you let people know, what was your education as far as this program that you're in?
So I have a lot of background. I have about 7 years worth of education, including a master's in health psychology. And I also have a neurolinguistic background.
And what does that mean?
Neurolinguistics is a way to use the brain to communicate effectively to other people, as well as to make long lasting behavior changes.
Oh, cool. Cool. Yeah, so, it's not like you just overnight became a nutritionist or, you know what I mean, a weight loss coach. I mean, you've been studying this stuff for many,
Mm-hmm.
many years. And yeah, it's very impressive. So, how does your program work? Is it like, do you put people on specific food that they buy? And, I'm not sure. There's all different kinds. I was on Jenny Craig for a number of years, where you buy their food and that's it, you know, and it worked for a while. But what's yours like?
This is such a good question. I actually used to work at Jenny Craig years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is such a really great question. And I do include a meal plan and a workout plan for people who want to have recipes and want to have that type of regimen. And the meal plan is good for 6 weeks. People go buy their own groceries and make their own food. Now, the focus is not on the meal plan, and you don't even have to work out to lose weight. I do provide those two things, but you don't have to use either of those. You could actually be on keto, you could be on the whole 30, you could be eating. I refer to diet as the way you eat. You could be eating anything that you want.
Oh,
Now, as a reminder, this is what we're used to. This is what society today tells us that we need in order to lose weight. And it's also what doesn't work. And why do we want to replay something that doesn't work, or at least not permanently?
Uh-huh.
That's because we've been conditioned to believe certain things about diet and weight loss, which is driven by soda and diet companies. This type of model keeps people returning to old habits. So what I do that's different is I use proven techniques that can be permanent instead of temporary. People will learn to actually eat treats and indulgences in moderation so that they can get food they enjoy without deprivation of things that they love. And what else is unique is that people learn to disrupt the pattern of going back to their old behavior. So they literally disrupt it. So they're
Uh-huh.
not going back to old behaviors and eating habits. We focus on teaching them to prioritize what's really important, which is their health, being with their kids, feeling sexy.
Uh-huh. Oh, wow. That is
So the
cool.
focus is on the person and the subconscious way that we think. So the subconscious is where our cravings come from. And if we could stop the cravings, then you don't go back to your old behaviors. And that's what I teach, is how to stop cravings.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, I know we were talking a little bit about things before the show began. You know what? You had mentioned 12 weeks. Why is 12 weeks so important for your program?
This is unique. So it takes 12 weeks for the brain to create a new neural pathway. So we're always talking about habits, right? It takes a certain period of time to create habits. And what's happening when we do create a new habit is that the brain is forming new neural pathways. It takes 12 weeks to do that. And during those 12 weeks, not only is the brain working to solidify that neural pathway, people are also gaining confidence
Hmm.
to take the discipline, the accountability, and the self control forever. So people will still have these three things even without me. So even after our time expires.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, wow. So I want to remind our viewers that we're talking to Tricia Coniglio. Tricia, what's the best way that they can reach you or even sign up with you?
I can be reached at 480-326-8469. And I love it when people come to my Facebook page and check out my videos. That's Tricia Coniglio. And as we can see the spelling here, but for people who might be just listening, the spelling of my first name is Tricia, and last name is Coniglio.
Oh, okay. I know that's how I met you actually is yeah, I saw your video on Facebook and yeah, it drew my attention to what's this all about, you know? No, so can people overcome cravings? I know
Yeah,
it's not easy. You know, it's probably yeah, I mean, you know, I used to be a smoker. I smoked cigarettes and you know, that was a tough thing, but I quit like
yeah.
many years ago. And but food is even probably more addictive, you know, and what do you think? Can they overcome the cravings that happen?
Yeah. This is something that people tell me that they struggle with the most, and this is their main concern. A lot of people's main concern is never being able to overcome the cravings, never being able to eat the things that they want, and never being able to like enjoy their food. But the fact of the matter is, people start changing just by way of their palate. So the palate starts changing. And whoever knew that that would happen in a few short weeks? I just had someone a couple weeks ago order some onion rings. She ate two of them and she loves onion rings.
Yeah.
And she says after the second one, she realized this is disgusting and I don't even want it. She threw it away and went and got
Wow.
a banana instead.
Oh, wow. Wow. No, that's
Mhm.
interesting. I know on your website, you make reference to a thing called blind spots. What are the blind spots in eating habits that you mentioned? Can you explain that?
Yeah. So when it comes to life in general, we can sometimes do things to self-sabotage. Have you ever heard of that, or can you relate to ever self-sabotaging?
Oh yeah.
Right? So we've
Yes.
all done it, but what's interesting is that we do it with food. And when I talk about blind spots, most of us don't even know that we self-sabotage using food. So during the 12 weeks, we create awareness around what the blind spots are. And what's interesting about blind spots is it's things that we're doing that we're unaware that we're doing for reasons we are unaware we're doing them. And when we can uncover this, and we do, when we can uncover this, the awareness is the first step in transformation. So being able to identify these blind spots helps us then create new behaviors and patterns to be more supportive.
Oh, okay. I know myself, like after I lost 30 some pounds, I feel great. I mean, I can actually see the numbers on the scale when I look down, you know what I mean? And I can walk and work out without breathing heavy, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it's a great feeling. I love that feeling, and I don't want to go back to the way it was. No, but who's your ideal client? And like what age should they be concerned? I know when I go to a restaurant anymore, I look around and it's amazing how many people are overweight now, and yeah, I just wanted to find out when is the ideal age to start a diet, but who would be your ideal client that you would want to work on?
It's interesting this question because in marketing we're taught to have a specific age group. But I'll tell you, I work with people who are 14 years old
Oh,
and up. Now, what I have found is that people above 55 and up don't rely as much on mindset and behavior change because sometimes they just throw in the hat and say, well, this is what it is. Life is just the way that it is, and it's not going to change. However, I have had clients in the past beyond the age of 55. So
oh,
I don't want to put parameters on what the age brackets are because the ideal client can come in all shapes and sizes and ages. It's just a matter of who's tired of struggling with the up and down, who's tired of trying a workout plan that didn't work, who's tired of a meal plan that didn't work, or maybe tired of those plans that did work and then they go back to their old behaviors. So when people are ready to lose weight once and for all, that's a perfect time to come to me. And if you don't want to have to go through the up and the down, that's also a perfect time to come to me.
oh,
I like to throw in that the holidays, gosh, Christmas is probably what, like 12 weeks away by now?
yeah, yeah.
And wouldn't it be cool to do the holidays, to go through all the holidays, Halloween candy, Thanksgiving, Christmas parties, and have the willpower, the self-control, and the accountability to maintain and even lose weight? Wouldn't it be great to be able to have all the things that we feel like we're missing when it
Yeah.
comes to our weight loss goals?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Believe me, I'm going to be confronted with it myself, and I have been the last couple years. I know, I know. No, so yeah, a lot of temptation, you know what I mean, that's going to be coming up each month. So that is a good point. Let me ask you one final question because I know time is running out. There's two different types of diets that I've been on, and I know one, when I was on Jenny Craig, they teach you, and so do some of the other plans, to eat like every hour, like have a snack in between your three main meals. The one I'm currently on, they tell you to like just have three main meals and combine your dessert like right at the end of the one meal, like at dinner time. I used to eat like a snack before I go to bed. So I eat it like right after dinner. What's more effective? I know that the skipping part, she explained to me that it was good because your stomach can burn off the fat. But then, I've heard the other way that you should eat just a little bit every hour. So I don't know what's better and why.
I'm going to use a little example for each of these, and I'm going to start out by saying I really believe that it's personal preference. Because back in the day, they used to say eat, and I was one of those people. They used to say eat every couple of hours because it keeps your metabolism running. Your metabolism runs at the pace that you eat. There's truth to that, and there's science that supports that. Fast forward, we have intermittent fasting, where you're only eating within a certain number of hours. Some people will do just one meal, some two meals, some three meals. And there's a couple of ideas behind that. And that is that your stomach can only hold so much at one time. So, generally speaking, you'll get in your daily number of calories during that window. And if you're not going outside those windows, then you're not over consuming. And there's also studies that indicate there's some hormonal benefits. So both of these can work, both of these work. So my answer to this is that it's personal preference. If you like to have snacks, eat every couple of hours. If you're not a snacker, then having just a window of time to eat also works. It's all of it is just mind games, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, as long as you get the end results you want, that's the main
Yeah.
thing. All right, well, Tricia, again, for the viewers, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
You can call me 480-326-8469. You can also reach me on Facebook. I love Facebook.
I
Tricia
know.
Coniglio, and it's TRICIACONIGLIO. On the same token, my website is triciaconiglio.com. And I spell my last name because it's not that easy.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. No, and watch for her videos. I think you got videos that come out just about daily
Yeah.
on Facebook. Yeah, they're really incredible. So thank you for being here. It's good to talk to you.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, okay.